This is going to be a very, very quick bit of revision on place value. So this is chapter 1 we're dealing with, and we're going to be looking at place value because it's a very, very important concept in mathematics. You need to understand this fully. So what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly look at the key ideas. Now, if you want to bypass this very long and convoluted process of me explaining it to you, you could be looking at your textbook and you'd be looking at page 10, exercise 1b, at the key ideas here, and then on page 11, you'd be looking at the examples. But I will go over these with you in case this is all a little bit confusing, or you would prefer to hear my calming voice putting you to sleep. Okay, so we're going to look at place value. I'm going to write a number down, and we're just going to look at how place value works. So let's just draw down a random number, 314.2 decimal 135. Okay, looks like a big number. First of all, the thing you need to understand is place value. Each one of these digits, depending on where it is in relation to this decimal point, has a value. And I think most of you understand these values pretty well. If I was to draw the number 2, you would know that that's 2, okay? 2 units, 2 single, just a single 2. If I drew 22, you would know that 22 is obviously larger than 2. This second digit, okay, is tens. Okay, so let's just write down what each one of these values actually means. This one we refer to its place value. This is all the place values. Okay, place value. This value here, the one that's closest to the decimal point here on the left-hand side of the decimal, is units. Okay, that's the ones column. Okay, let's write ones as well. Okay, it's a bit primary school, but ones. Then we go to the next one up, and that is the tens. Okay, and then the next one up, which is that one there, is the 100s. Okay, and then this one is the thousands. Okay, so all you need to remember is as you go up here from a 1, the units column, to tens, okay, so that's a 1, the ones, this is the tens, okay, each time you're just adding a 0, okay, so if I was to go up to the next column, say there was a 2 here, this would be the 10,000s, okay, because we've added a 0. So you're just adding a 0 each time you move to the left, okay, so it's not that complex. And then over here, the first column we call the tenths column. This is when we're going into numbers that are smaller than 1, fractions or decimals, okay, the dreaded fractions or decimals. So smaller than 1. This is a number that is over, well, remember how when we were going this way, we were adding a 0. This way we're going to add a 0 too, but on the bottom, on the denominator. So this is going to be 100ths, okay? And then finally, what do you think we're going to do here? We've added a 0 to the 10. So what do we need to do here? We need to add a 0, don't we? So it's going to be 1,000ths, okay? So that is as simple as that gets, really. So now we've got what the place values are here. You might get a question that says, what is the value of this number? Okay, so you know it's in the units column. So if I asked you the value of that, it would be 2 units, which is simply the number 2. If I asked you the value of the 4, we know it is in the tens column, so it would be 4 times what the place value is, which is 10, and it would be equal to 40, okay? 40 would be the value of that number. Then over here, look at the place value first, it's 100s. How many 100s do we have? We have 1 times 100. So we've got a single 100 there. And then this number here, place value is 1,000s. So we say 3, which is a 3, times 1,000 is going to be equal to 3,000. And finally, the 2, we know the place value is 10,000s. We've got 2 of them, so that would be 20,000. And that is place value and finding the value of a particular number according to its place value. You are going to need to practice that, okay? Because if you don't practice it, you are going to have problems. That's how you find place value. I will quickly talk about writing a number in its expanded form, which is something else you might be asked to do. It's a related activity, really, because once you understand place value, this is a very simple thing to do. If you were asked to write the following number, write 1,217 in expanded form, what they're really asking you to do is just write the number according to what each one of these represents when you expand it. So this part here, let's start with the biggest number. Okay, that's the easiest thing to do. So start with the biggest number, and you're going to say the first number is 1 times 1,000, because that's the thousands column that we just talked about. And then you're going to add plus this column, and this is the 100s column, and it's 2 times 100 plus, this is the tens column, 1 times 10, and this is the units columns, plus 7 times 1. So let's do one more simple example. 326, okay? I'm going to write down the place values. That is units, which is the ones column. This is tens, and this is 100s, okay? Hundreds. So to write this in expanded form, start with a big number. 3 times 100, because it's a hundreds column, and it's a 3, plus 2 times 10, plus 6 times 1. And believe it or not, if you added up 300 plus 20 plus 6, of course we end up with our original number. This is expanded form. This is not expanded form. Okay? That is all you need to know about expanding and place value. So practice makes perfect. Do the examples in 1B. Have fun with it, and you will get it. And if you have problems,